New radio and the Door County Daily News. And we are really proud to have state champions that we've covered over the course of this school year, but we have one going to the international competition in Maryland later this year. We're joined right now by students from Washington Island School, Colin, Magnus, Julia, and Allison, along with their teacher, Mrs. Dalkey. Good morning, class. How are we feeling today?
Yeah.
And we got to see you put your ROV, that's the robot right there on the table, Dory, into the water just next door to our studios here at the Door County YMCA. Kind of a practice day, see what your robot can and can't do. And what were some of those big takeaways from that experience that you were able to apply when you took it south for the regional competition? And you guys can just kind of chime in whenever.
Well, we changed the piece right here so that it can go in and out, so that during the obstacle course and the ROV process that it wouldn't get caught, so we could have a faster time. That was one of the things we changed.
We definitely practiced a bit more as we needed help on the obstacle course, and that definitely paid off.
Yeah, well, it just gave us and our course on the island that we have set up is really pretty close, but it is slightly different in some aspects. Yeah, when we went down the county.
Now, I know you have the pool relatively close to the school, so is that just kind of like how some people go out to the baseball diamond or to the basketball court? You just went to the pool and tried to work on those little skills?
Yeah, basically. But it's only like 30 feet away from our school. Yeah.
Well, very good. So then I believe it was a week or two after we saw you at the Door County YMCA, you had the regional competition, and I'll just let you kind of take it from there. How did things go, and what was that feeling like when you found out, hey, Washington Island School, you're going to be sending some students to Maryland for the international competition?
Well, it was kind of nerve-wracking at first because we really wanted to go into the next round. We had our poster first up, and we felt really good about that. And then our obstacle course we thought was pretty good. And then it was really just the mission course that we need to improve a couple things on. And then we felt pretty good about that. And when they called up third place, we were a little bit worried because it wasn't us. But then second place, they called Team Dory, and it was a really exciting experience for us.
Well, I kind of pulled their leg at first. They said team from the island, and we had like 5 teams, so we weren't sure. And we were just kind of like, is it going to be us? Yeah, it's not going to be us. And it was us. Yeah. So it was great.
But you would have been happy if another team from the island made it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, good.
And they were really close.
Yeah, you guys are the ones that want to go to Maryland.
Yeah.
Do you get constructive feedback after these? So, obviously you were able to take what you learned from the pool here in Sturgeon Bay, the regionals. What kind of feedback did you receive on your ROV Dory that you will hopefully be able to apply when you go off to the international competition?
Well,
we were pretty perfect for most of it.
We aced most of it, but we do have to improve on the mission course, like I said. And
it was just it was what they call the tools. They're like floating, just like PVC things. But if I thought about it like after, we could have flipped around our hook so the hook was on the bottom and so it wouldn't float off when we were driving. But I thought of that after, sadly. So
got something to improve on.
Yeah.
And it turns out we were, I think, 2 points behind the first place team. So if we get those points in, we will have a pretty good chance in international.
And 2 points, that sounds almost as simple as maybe turning left instead of turning right, or maybe surfacing too quick.
Yeah.
What's the margin of error there for that?
Not much.
Not much, yeah.
One tool, or
yeah, if we got one of the 3 tools, we would have won.
Or if the other team messed up on like a very small point on their poster, you can easily lose points.
Gotcha.
Pretty easily, but
we had perfect points, so just saying we're pretty great.
And when is the international competition, and what are you doing now to kind of prepare for that stage that you'll be going on with kids from across the country?
So June 4th is the competition day. It's a Saturday. Our school year ends that Friday before. So we're looking at flying out Thursday with the team, and then we'll stay on the University of Maryland campus. So they'll get to stay in the dorms on campus, and then they will, because the pool is on campus that they'll be in. Right now they are still refining. Obviously they'll be able to make revisions to their ROV leading all the way up until competition. Plus, they have to record a video about their process, which is something that they didn't have to do for the regional competition. But it's essentially what they would have presented in their poster presentation. So they'll just have to put that on video and make sure it fits all the criteria on the rubric. So we'll do some time doing that. And starting next week, they'll be back in the pool during certain days, and they'll be practicing even more to make their time faster in the obstacle course, because you get bonus points if you're the fastest time. And also, like they were talking about with that mission course, it's those tools that really set the other team, like the first place winning team was able to move some of those tools, and their design will just have to be modified slightly for that.
Now, have you had a chance to look at maybe what schools did in 2019? Obviously, can't say last year or the year before that, but have you looked at what maybe other schools have done in previous years and try to apply it to what you're trying to do?
Not much, no.
In the beginning of brainstorming and actually making our ROV, yeah. But right now we have a pretty good design, and we just gotta fix a couple things on it, and we're pretty confident with Dory.
As the phrase, the hay's in the barn. And Mrs. Dalkey, we'll go to you in the back here. Obviously, you've had a lot of support, not just from your community, from the school, Dory County Maritime Museum, and things like that. How proud are you of Colin, Magnus, Julia, and Allison when it comes to all the work that they've put in to get to this point where they'll be going to internationals?
Well, number one, we were ecstatic to hear that a team was moving on. We didn't know that not only the first, but also the second place team was given the opportunity to go. So we went into the competition, and I just said, we just do your best. We practiced. You have all the tools that you need. Julie has been doing this is their 3rd year. And for Magnus, this is his 2nd year. And then Colin and Allie, this is their 1st year that they've participated in SeaPerch. So we built our teams to be mixed with kids of experience and kids that didn't have experience or that were new. And so that, I think, was a strong point for this team, because each brought something different to their team and each worked on different components well. And I think their secret sauce is that their team story of how they got Dory is what really set them apart, I think, and will set them apart at their next competition. So as long as they play up that part of their experience and really convey that message, I think they're going to do phenomenal.
Now, knowing that you're not on the Pixar campus, how did you come up with the name Team Dory?
Well, so in the movie, Dory is lost and she's trying to find her way back home. And she goes through a bunch of ups and downs along the way, but she still also makes it home. And that's kind of with our ROV. It's been through many ups and downs, but it still makes its way.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, once again, we're joined right now by Team Dory, Colin, Magnus, Julia, and Allison going to the international competition in June. And if people want to support your trip, obviously, this probably isn't the cheapest thing in the world to do. Keep an eye out for ways that, there'll be fundraisers and things like that.
Yeah, stay tuned. We have to figure out all the details now that we have the registration information for all the, we just got those details this past weekend, so we haven't finalized any of those. But like I said, stay tuned, check out our homepage. We'll post, it'll be in our local paper. We'll pass along news to the county, but we already have a lot of support from like Dory County Maritime Museum has reached out already, and some other community members have reached out, but we are definitely really excited to take our island team out east and compete.
And then final question, what are you looking forward to the most about competing at internationals and going to Maryland, staying on the college campus? I can go on, but I don't want to give you too many answers either.
Everything really. I think it's going to be a really fun trip.
And we live on a small island, so yeah. It's going to be a lot of new stuff, for me at least.
Getting off island and winning this tournament.
Hopefully.
Well, very good. Well, we'll be cheering for you. Obviously, you still have several weeks before you make the trip, but you have fans right here in the radio stations of Dory County Daily News and New Radio. Thanks for joining us, Colin, Magnus, Julia, Allison, also Mrs. Dahlke as well. Good luck, and we'll be following your progress. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Hopefully we won't need that luck.
You will dominate right from the word go. You've been watching New Radio and the Dory County Daily News.